Hello Capricorn, this is Olivia from DOS Tarot. The indecision card came out for you in the soul's journey, and it says indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life, which is very smart to do. There's so many times when we just jump in or we give ourselves away instead of discernment, but intuition will knock on our doors and say, boop, boop. Or you'll feel it in your gut. That's the true test. If it's something that's not right for you, or if it's not good for you, you will feel a knot or some kind of staticky energy in your gut. And you'll know that that's the wake-up call to say, oh, okay, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? That's the kind of energy it is. And let's see where that leads us, because I don't see how it relates to this yet, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. It could here, maybe. All right, anyway, let's look at the first card out is the Death and the Rebirth. This card was always so mysterious to me. Here it is in the upright. But when I used to see other tarot card users, using this deck, it's like, what is that? It's just a reflection of what they're looking at, which means there's no soul or there's not a person in there. It's just nothing. It's kind of spooky. But anyway, it's a death and a rebirth. And that's the first card for you, Cappy. So there's some major transformation that's about to happen to you really soon. And like I said, this is for the second week in September. So be aware. I don't know what it's from, what caused it, or nothing. The Seven of Wands, this is somebody that's actually stepping down. They're not going to defend, they're not going to protect themselves anymore. They're not going to defend off all the opposition. They're just going to let what happens, happens. And maybe this is what, after this death and rebirth, most of the time this comes really fast. Most of the time. It's like and it's for your psyche, for your internal self. Let's say you're not quite balanced, or you're just not getting out of a stuck situation. That's when the devil or the death card will kick in, and it'll just clear your psyche out so that you can, it's like hitting this reset button. That's exactly what the best way to describe it is. Like, let's hit the reset button for Olivia. She needs it. That kind of energy. So the Seven of Wands, like I said, I think that's somebody standing down. They're backing off of a situation where it was like you got tired of defending yourself all the time, and always the opposition was jabbing at you, and it was just too much. And I think what you decided to do was with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. This talks about somebody that actually is going back to where they were before. And I believe in this particular situation, to me, it feels like they're headed back to the path that they were on before they got disrupted. Which would, it probably is more than likely a spiritual path that they're going back on. Because it feels like they didn't get anywhere. It almost feels like if there was a situation prior to this, it must have been like they were just spinning the wheels, and nothing was happening. It was that kind of energy. And so why sit there and chase that hamster wheel and just keep going and not get anywhere? It doesn't work. And sometimes we get stuck in that mode and we don't even realize we're still doing it. Yeah. And it could have been over a King of Swords. If this was the person, or if this could be you, Cappy, but I feel like this is the person that caused that for you. The King of Swords in the upright. Somebody that's very intelligent. The very articulate. They're smart. They're usually attorneys. Anything to do with keeping the control. It's not a controlling person, don't get me wrong. It's just to maintain boundaries and to make sure that those are followed. Real precise. When they speak, they only speak the truth. And over here we have the Page of Pentacles, which is somebody, is a new offer of some kind of work perhaps for you, Cappy. It looks like a job offer. The Page of Pentacles, now that's a brand new offer. It's brand new. It's probably got something to do with work, possibly. Or it could be that somebody might be making you an offer if you're selling property or a home. It could be something like that as well. Or maybe you're just selling something. But with the moon reversed, this tells me that there's been something that's been revealed. And if this is your person, they have probably gotten something from you, or we'll have to clarify it. I don't know what it is. But whatever it was, it definitely... This could be your person that was coming in with a new offer. Maybe somebody from your past or somebody you know. Maybe it was this person you've been waiting on and you finally gave up. It could very well be that. But whatever was revealed to your person, it definitely caused the Ten of Swords for them. They felt betrayed. They felt hurt, a lot of pain. And it made them feel... This Empress in reverse, somebody that's very bitter, very chaotic, very not a good mother, very lack of nurturing. It's almost just like somebody that they don't have any ambition. And it feels like that's the way your person is feeling. They just don't have any ambition now that this is done and over with. I think this was probably you, Cappy, and this is your person. It feels like that. And on the bottom of the deck we have Temperance. Isn't that interesting? So Temperance here is telling these two people to have patience, because in the background the angels are working on trying to get this balanced. He's trying to balance the sun and the moon. Isn't that interesting? Interesting. This deck is new to me, so that's why I get excited. Oh, let's see what's going on. Let's clarify the Death and Rebirth card with the Seven of Wands, both in the reverse. Let's see what's going on there. Oh, it's the Queen of Wands. Now, what is that about? Is that you, Cappy? Are you the Queen of Wands? And you're the one that's going through a death and rebirth and dropping your guard? Could be. Interesting. And the Eight of Cups with the King of Swords. Interesting. Well, I can see the sorrowful justified here, but now I don't know who is who. It seems to me like with the Queen of Wands here and the King of Swords, is that one and the same? I think this is you, Cappy, and this energy of the King of Swords is something that you went through when you ended up walking away from this. You left this person behind so that you could get back on your path, because they weren't doing anything. It was like stagnation or something. So with that done, the divine, or I don't know how the death rebirth happens, but it happens because it needs to happen, because you are hanging on to something probably for way too long, and then the divine, or the death and rebirth comes in and says, no, we need to get that cleared out of you. It did hurt you though, and I think it was a King of Swords for some reason. I just have that feeling. Especially with this being you. It might have been a King of Swords that you had to walk away from. Nothing was happening. Which surprises me that Temperance is here, because how can you bring something back around without it being a reconciliation? Anyway, this over here, let's clarify this Page of Pentacles with the Moon in reverse. What was revealed? They were headed over to get you. They were headed in your direction, Cappy. And then all of a sudden, you dropped them before they even had a chance to get on the road. You gave up too soon. You gave up too soon. That's what it is. Interesting. Oh, that's sad. Then the Ten of Swords with the Empress in reverse. Yep, they felt betrayed. Hurt very bad. And the Empress in reverse. Let's see what links these two together. Yeah, they both are stepping down. Both people are stepping down. It's like they're giving up. They're tired of it. And it could be that you two lived so far away from one another. You probably knew each other. I don't know if I see that either, though. This could be a family that's splitting. It could be. Oh my gosh. I think your person saw you as the Empress, but now they see you in reverse. Which they see you as being bitter and non-nurturing and a liar. Oh my gosh. And you saw them as the King of Swords, which is probably who your person is. That's why it's flipped like that. Oh my gosh. All right, and the last card. The Ace of Swords. This talks about speaking the truth, which I think you two need to talk. Because I don't think, if they didn't know that you were dropping them, you guys did not communicate. You did not. So now is the time to communicate. Get the clarity, get the freedom, and be done with it. Speak the truth. And maybe, just maybe, that's why Temperance is here. Because once you guys speak to one another and explained what happened and why you dropped them, Cappy, and why they felt so hurt and distraught about it, I think once you figure out that it wasn't true, that it probably was a spur of the moment thing, maybe, or maybe you just got tired, Cappy, of waiting, and I can understand that, and maybe there was no communications between you for so long that you thought it was over. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Temperance is here to get this back together. I wonder if it's not one of those that's destined to be together. Interesting. And let's clarify Temperance. Destiny. But it's in the reverse. But it's still a destiny card until you guys talk. This card is going to stay in reverse. But as soon as you guys communicate, then destiny is going to spin again. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. And this talks about everything turning out in your favor for both of you. Please make sure you guys talk. Don't leave this situation hanging with this old... This is very karmic right here because there was no communications. Clear it up. If it's done, it's done. But if it's not, then it will turn around. I think it's divinely guided, because why else would the divine send an angel to balance it out? Until I laid this card, I just couldn't figure it out. But now I get it. As soon as that ace came out, that made more sense. And, oh my gosh, at the bottom of the deck, there's going to be some good news. And it's probably coming from both of you, perhaps, or maybe one of you. It doesn't matter. As long as there's good news that's coming out, that's perfect. Oh my gosh. Perfect, perfect. Let's get one card from the universe and just see what advice there is for you, Cappy, and your person, and see what is... Oh, I wish you guys would stay in touch. If this is true and it works for you, that it does come back together, I'd love to hear that, but I know you guys won't send it. I'm just going to pray that it does for you. It's really beautiful. It's sad, but it's also... I understand it. Time is time. Interesting, interesting. And the one card is out with the old and in with the new. That would be definitely the death and rebirth. Out with the old and in with the new. This is a transformation. You are definitely going to feel that, Cappy. You are definitely going to feel it. It says, heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. Often this is because you're not happy and feel a lack of purpose in your life. It is the divine that does it. Often this is because you're not happy and you feel a lack of purpose in your life. And the heaven is showing you the sign. I didn't realize it was divine. Okay, got it. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and your spiritual truths. As in plural for both of you. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and your spiritual truths. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Isn't it amazing how the divine works? When we think we know it all, he comes in and snaps it. Said, no. All right. I'll just let that lay there. Well, Cappy, that was a really interesting reading. I've never had one that was that precise. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Namaste.